Now, there's three major changes that are happening in the industry and economy right now that many of you may not even be aware of, but like a strong current under the ocean surface, it's there and it's moving fast, and it's carrying a fortune of money. These investors are swallowing up land and properties around major attractions and national landmarks in hopes to spit out the cash flows a lot of hosts are seeing operating vacation homes now. Now, officially sponsoring today's video so you don't have to watch a surf bum try to dress himself is Spoke Clothing, who happens to be a London-based company with lightning fast shipping. I actually got my box the same week I placed my order. More details about them and the deal that they're giving us later in this video. So I quickly learned that the buy and hold strategy doesn't really work, not unless you're okay waiting a few decades to see the returns that you originally wanted. I wanted to see my returns in a much faster time period. And I was able to do that by investing in real estate in a very different way for that time. These are two properties of mine when I first started, and they made me roughly $250,000 and then just shy of $500,000, most of which was tax-free. Because, well, real estate has some amazing tax laws. So what is this great housing shift? The days of starter homes, waiting decades for appreciation while you try and climb the corporate ladder just in hopes you can buy another rundown 1970s home as a rental is gone. Well, it's not completely gone, just not nearly as attractive. So the secret is out, and I call it hacking because I put a spin on it, but most others call it investing in vacation homes, which doesn't sound nearly as exciting or new when I say it out loud either. But what I'm talking about goes even deeper. It's generating multiple streams of income off of one property, not just through rental income. And if you want to learn more about it, and go check out my website where I talk all about the land hacking program and what it means, and you can download a bunch of my free guides and spreadsheets. Just go over to kaiandrew.com, or the link is down in the description. Now, there's three major changes that are happening in the industry and economy right now that many of you may not even be aware of, but like a strong current under the ocean surface, it's there and it's moving fast, and it's carrying a fortune of money. The first major change is the #1 platform in the world for advertising vacation rentals, Airbnb, which went public this past year in December 2020, and within less than 9 months, Airbnb is valued higher than its two biggest competitors, Expedia Group and Booking, which, oh you know, just own companies such as VRBO, HomeAway, Priceline, and Kayak.com, just to name a few. Remember what Tesla did to the car market when it went public? It had access to a ton of money and started mass producing some market disrupting stuff. And its competitors, Ford, Toyota, Chrysler, tried to ignore Tesla, and now it's valued more than all three domestic automobile powerhouses combined. And they are altering the way that we view and what we expect from cars. And I'm not saying that just because I'm a Tesla owner. They legit have a phenomenal product. Sponsor me, Elon. And that's what's happening to Airbnb and the shadow it's casting on the rental investing industry. Literally this time last year, its valuation had dropped down to 19 billion and quickly grew to 30 billion plus. Today, it's sitting on a nice plump market valuation of $100 billion. With all that money, the company can continue to grow, invest in its host, and build a thriving market, much like how Tesla cultivated the supercharger network. This disruption in the travel industry presents a problem to hotels, motels, and traditional bed and breakfast, yet it presents a massive opportunity to entrepreneurs and hosts. Investors and entrepreneurs will always follow the money. Man, 12-year-old me would have loved it down here. Now, the second major thing that's happening right now is big money, also known as venture capitalists, angel investors, and high net worth individuals who are quickly moving into this space right here. There isn't a month that doesn't go by where I don't get some sort of email from some new startup or some higher net worth individual looking at getting into the short-term rental market. And I'm not talking about a few million or tens of millions. I'm talking about hundreds of millions of dollars. These investors are swallowing up land and properties around major attractions and national landmarks in hopes to spit out the cash flows a lot of hosts are seeing operating vacation homes now. They even have a name for it. They call them, quote unquote, landscape hotels, which is just a fancy title for glamping or unique stays. When big money enters into a space or industry like this, there is one key word that they thrive on: density. In order to make the returns for their group or investors, they have to have density. Basically, how many rentals can they create or cram into each project? AutoCamp is a great example of this. If you don't know who they are, they raised hundreds of millions from investors and are building out luxury glamping operations around major tourist spots around the US, including Joshua Tree, the Catskills, and Zion National Park. And just to give you an idea, each of their dozens of tiny spaces are going for $300 to $600 a night. So does that mean it's too late for everyone else? Short answer is no. Investors have the responsibility to return a certain amount to their investors in an allotted amount of time. They have to play the game of density. We do not, and we can still generate very high returns, even if it's off of just one. Now, there are a large number of travelers who also do not want the hotel feeling, the landscape hotels. And I mean, that's essentially how vacation rentals as an industry got started anyways. There are many adventurers and travelers who want something more unique, isolated, and special, rather than the corporate and cookie cutter option. The third major change happening today is people are starting to figure out the insane returns from owning vacation rentals. It's a bit more nuanced than that, but there's no hiding the contrast of the modest 5 to 8% return from a buy and hold or multifamily deal to the 50 to 100% return of a short-term rental deal. Now, I get a lot of emails from random companies. 9.5 out of 10 of them don't really match the essence of the channel or my personality. But Spoke happened to be one of those golden companies that asked to send me a pair of properly made custom pants, no strings attached. So of course, out of curiosity and some free pants, I said, yeah, do it, send me something. So I jumped onto their online fit finder test and got my size all figured out, and they sent me these right here. And OMG, these things are amazing. So like I said, I've got these short little thick legs, and it's really tough for me to find pants that work for me. Usually they're too long and I have to roll them up, or they're really good length but too tight around my legs and tender spots. Guys, you know what I mean. But when these came in the mail and I put them on, it was a whole different story. First off, the material, it's not like normal denim. It's soft, it's stretchy, but definitely will stand up the test of time. And perhaps one of my favorite things about these, being black jeans, is that they are breathable. I like wearing pants in the summertime, but dang it, most pants are just too hot and stuffy. But these may be my new go-to pants for traveling or just going out. Anyways, you'll be seeing me in a lot more Spoke clothing in my videos. And if you like what you're seeing, I'd strongly encourage you to go give them a try with my link down below, because it gives you 20% off your first order. And guess what, gentlemen? If you don't like it, you have up to 200 days to return it for free and get your money back, or exchange it for something else. Thank you again, Spoke, for sponsoring the channel today, and let me know what you guys think of my new threads. Go check them out. And for the same amount of money to buy a home in the suburbs or the city, an individual or family could buy a land hack operation or a vacation rental that literally replaces a 9-to-5 income. Those types of returns are normally not so easily accessible by the masses, but here it is, accessible and funded by the banks and subsidized by the government through tax breaks. Even in the well-popularized BRRRR model, buy, renovate, rent, refinance, repeat, investors are switching over to short-term because the returns are so significantly higher. Now, no matter how you cut it, whether it's cap rate, cash-on-cash return, or ROI, return on investment, a good short-term rental deal will always outpace a good long-term rental deal. So, what's the problem? Well, counties and cities are onto this and have started cracking down on short-term rentals inside and around city centers. The primary reason being it causes a housing shortage. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing, the restrictions, not the housing shortage, because it creates barriers to entry for new players. And there are ways around this when you understand the game of zoning and permits, which if you want, you should watch this video right here where I made it all about zoning and permitting if you're getting started. And if you're curious at all about getting into this game of short-term rentals or Airbnb. And now if you made it to the end of this video, I'm going to ask you for one more small favor. That's free and super fast. Poke that thumbs up button and share this video with someone who you recently talked business with, because maybe this is up both your alleys. I love you all. See you guys in the next video. Kai out.